debts. Now, here I would like to say there is no confusion in the law. There is confusion in application. Is it the total or less the provisions? The law says the total portfolio. The assessing officer says less the provisions. So he takes the total portfolio, minuses the provisions which have not been allowed to you because for one odd reasons they are lying over there. He reduces that provision and then say 1% of this net amount. Let it be the 1% of the total portfolio. Compensation of payment of advance tax. Every year the bank pays 12 installments every 15th of the month. There was a system of compensation. You take 3% plus KIBOR per quarter. Let's pay the taxpayer also, because this was the basic purpose. You pay in advance and you're utilizing that money. Asking for the information of a bank account holders under section 165 of the ordinance. We all know there is a provision under the income tax ordinance which overrides the other laws. We know that there is Protection of Economic Reforms Act which is still in force. We know that the Banking Companies Ordinance is there which is in force. Why can't we rationalize and say this information can be called, this is how it can be called, and this is how it should be sent in by the bank without looking into any difficulty or any hazard or any problem of they being held by the regulator, why did you dispense, or a person putting the bank into a situation where it says that why did you dispense away with my particular information which you were not supposed to part away with somebody. So there were circulars, there are circulars available which says account specific information can be asked for. I have written to the board that my representation is there. There are 3 definite circulars available that says that only specific account information is to be asked for. Now what is happening today is that the president of the bank is being sent a letter under 176 asking for information of Mr. Naveed Andarabi. If you have any account anywhere, please give all the information from date of opening to date, opening form, vagara, vagara, vagara. So this is the information that is being asked and requisited for. I would request the honorable member that something must be done, because banking and tax department, they go together. We are working together and it should be sorted out. Sales tax. Various rates of sales tax have been there. Again, very high rate, 21% was there. Sugar has now, thank God, it has come back. And then rate was fixed and duty was reduced. Rate was fixed and the sales tax was also fixed. 8% on 28 rupees. Sugar was being sold 64 rupees and where was the revenue going? Why are we doing all this? And for whom we are doing this? It's a big question mark. We have now removed it. But it needs to be, there are still different rates. We must have base application of standard rates. And the rates should be reduced. My basic emphasis is flying invoices will never come in if we have to say कि जी 4% 5% देना है. For example, recently we've done 4% 6% और उसमें आपको input output का concept नहीं है. जो दे दिया सो दे दिया. People are ready to accept it and people are ready to pay it. So why can't we have that kind of a system? Why do we want to have an input and output system where we start looking for flying invoices, jolly invoices? And recently a scandal has been unearthed whereby I think about 7 billion of rupees they think there is there. 145 people are involved in it who have taken benefit of the flying invoices. And then let me add over here, it could not have been possible without PRAL being involved into it. Why I say it? Because if a person has been blacklisted, he has not put in his taxes, this portal does not allow you to take the input of that respective person. Either it has been maneuvered or nobody has looked into it. If your portal says the input is correct, you can't blame the person who has taken the credit of it. If he has paid it. So these needs to be things. It is only why I'm saying it's not part of the requirement. What I'm saying is that lower the rates, make it fixed in the sense that people pay and get out of it. जब आप इनपुट आउटपुट का सिस्टम करते हैं तो उसमें कहीं ना कहीं गड़बड़ आती है और फिर उसके बाद जब हमारे ऑडिटर्स आते हैं तो उनकी अपनी एक रैशनैलिटी होती है क्योंकि उन्होंने भी आगे कोई डिमांड क्रिएट करनी होती है. डिफ़ॉल्ट के बगैर कोई चीज़ बंद नहीं होती. नेक्स्ट प्लीज़. एडमिसिबिलिटी ऑफ इनपुट टैक्स. इफ इट इज़ नॉट पेड, आप कहते हैं कि जी हम आपको अलाउ नहीं करेंगे. If it is not cross-verified, you say we will not allow you. And if not through, I know you have to. What do we do? If the government can't control these people to deposit, how can a person say that you do it? You can't do it. Again, the answer would be reduction of rates. Now I'm going to run down assessments, appeals, section 11, 36 and 45B. There's a time limit involved. 120 days and 60 days, and FPR has the power to condone the delay. And I would say that this power should not be there because irrespective, the moment it comes, the condonation is allowed and it should not be there. Let it be a certain limitation and it should be passed in that certain limitation. Next please. Power to arrest, section 37A, it's a criminal liability. It must be used only once the civil liability has been ascertained and determined. At the moment what is happening is they are running simultaneously. It's a white collar crime in all the developed countries. It goes simultaneously without identifying the civil liability. Criminal liability is not imposed. My view is that it should be done accordingly. Once the civil liability is ascertained and it is there that it should be done, it has been done, a tax fraud has been committed, then powers of arrest under section 37A should be. Sales Tax Amendment Ordinance 2011, what has it done? Next please. It amends only serial number 69 of the 6th schedule, takes tractors out from there, but certain SROs, SRO 535 of 2008, 536 of 2008, 706 of 2010, 549 of 2008, fertilizers, pesticides, input on tractors and plants and machinery, they have been rescinded. Next please. SRO 283, after due deliberations from 15th to the 1st of April, after the exporters, there was a hue and cry, 283 came into place. And what has it done? It has put 185 items into zero rated area. Registered importers, traders, manufacturers and exporters to benefit. Importers to unregistered person 6%. Importers to textile up to spinning 4%. No sales tax at ginning, man-made or synthetic fiber manufacturing stage. Immunity to new registered person. Clause 45A has been introduced in part 4 of the 2nd schedule to give the immunity. Next please. Federal excise duty, it has only enhanced from 1% SED to 2.5%, and SRO has been issued on 19th, and I think this 2.5% will be applicable from 19th onwards, and this is how it will be looked into. FED and SED should be made inter-adjustable. Next please. Wealth tax. It's not a progressive tax. It curtails the desire to have wealth. When you earn, you want to have more for yourself, for your family. Obviously, it's very obvious. It will encourage Benami transaction as it was doing prior to 2000. it may also result into flight of capital.